everyone, in this video we will talk about STEC's responsive curriculum evaluation model. Now we see the introduction of this model. Robert E. Steck in 1970 created a system for carrying out evaluation in education. So this model is made for the purpose of what? Evaluation. And this model was developed by Robert E. Steck in 1970. Robert Steck's contingency model was originally formulated for curriculum studies in late 1960. This model was formulated for the purpose of what? Curriculum studies. For the purpose of what? For the purpose of curriculum evaluation. It was then developed with the name Steck's responsive model. So why this model is also called Steck's responsive model? Because this model is made, this responsive word is made from the word what? Response. So what is the meaning of response? Means all the people who are involved in making this model, they all are responsive, like teacher, student, clients, staff, audience, they all are responsive for that program. So this Steck's model determines the effectiveness of program. It deals with the effectiveness of that program, and it involves response from all teacher, student, client, staff. Means all the person who are involved in that program, they all are responsive for that purpose, for that program, that either that program is effective or not. Okay, so Steck's responsive model is used for the evaluation, for the giving the feedback, and all the responsive person where give the feedback for that program. So that's why this model is called Steck's responsive model. This model is also known as Congruency and Contingency model. And why this model is called congruency? Congruency means similarity, and contingency, we will see in our next slide what is the meaning of this congruency and contingency model. So there are three sets of data. First one is what? Antecedent. So what is the meaning of antecedent here? Means antecedent means what? Antecedent means prior to learning and teaching. Okay, prior to teaching. Antecedents involve all the thing which was done prior to teaching. So teacher, if teacher made all the things prior to teaching is antecedents. And antecedents involve what? Antecedents involve all the teacher learning experience, means how much experience teacher have, and it also involves the previous knowledge of student. Means prior to teaching, what it includes the previous experience of that student. If teacher want to teach any topic in the classroom, like teacher want to teach photosynthesis in classroom, so what he do? Means he see the previous knowledge of that student. Okay, either he know about photosynthesis or not. So he that previous knowledge was determined in antecedents. In antecedents, how much teacher have content and how much knowledge a student have, and this is all the activities that was done prior to teaching and learning is antecedents. Okay, so antecedents involves what? It involves previous knowledge of a student, it involves the learning experience of a student, teaching experience of that teacher. Okay, or expectation of teacher, experience of teacher, environment, that this all thing included in this antecedents. And next one is what? Transaction. So what is transaction? Transaction means transacting content. Like if teacher come in classroom, he transact his content to student, so that is called transaction. So firstly what teacher do? Teacher make antecedents, means teacher see the previous knowledge of that student. Okay, and then after knowing the all the criteria, all the previous knowledge of student, teacher comes in class and teacher deliver what? Content to that student. So transaction is not between only teacher and student. Transaction is between teacher and student also, student also, student teacher also, and student and content also. So this is called transaction. When you transact something, like in bank, what you do, you transact, there is transaction is done. Likewise, teacher transact what? Teacher transact his content to student, and student also transact, like he want to ask some question to teacher, so that is also transaction. So and student transaction. So what is the meaning of student transaction? When there is collaborative learning when done, then that is called student interaction. This is a student. Okay, so this student interaction is what? Student interaction means collaborative learning. When we do a project method or collaborative learning, so this is called student in transaction. And then another one is what? Student teacher transaction and teacher student transaction. So transaction is of many types: student teacher student. And next one is what? Next one is outcome. So what is outcome? Means after transaction, teacher sees that what the student understand, okay, what result will come, that is called outcome. Okay, this is outcome. Outcome is what? Result. Like if teacher is teaching photosynthesis, so either student understand that photosynthesis or not. Okay, that is outcome. The aims and objective which was made in antecedents, and the previous knowledge was checked in this antecedents, and after making this previous knowledge, teacher comes in class and teacher transact his content, like teacher transact the photosynthesis, and after transaction he takes the test to student. He asks question to student, either student are able to understand that photosynthesis or not. This is outcome. So this is the three sets of data which was used by stakes. So antecedents, transaction, outcome, these are the evaluation model. Okay, this is the evaluation model of what? Stakes evaluation model. Next one is what? Next one is the contingency model. Aims to capture the complexity of an educational innovation or change by comparing intended and observed outcome. So what is the meaning of here? Intended, okay, this intended and this observed outcome. So intended is what? Intended means what? When teacher make some planning, okay, planning what he want to achieve, prediction, assumption, thinking, means all the thing which is done in starting is called intended. And observe is what? Observe is means what actually achieved. Okay, for understanding this intended and observe outcome, we take some example. Like you want to understand this text model. Okay, so your intended outcome, intended is what? Intended outcome is what? That you want to understand this text model. If you understand this text model, then it is observed outcome. Okay, if you clearly understand, means your objective is what? You want to understand this whole model. Okay, and observe is what? After means after teaching, after understanding this text model, either you completely understand or not, either you achieved or not this text model. So intended is what? Planning. What planning you done? You done that you want to understand this text model. And observe means what? Actually achieve. Either you achieved or not, either you understand this text model or not, this is called observed outcome. Okay, so this text model is also called intended and observed outcome model. So there are many names of this model. First one is responsive model, second one is contingency and contingency and contingency model, and third one is intended and observed outcome model. Okay, now we see this picture. What is about this? Like intended antecedents and observed antecedent. Okay, what is intended? Intended means what you are planning, what you want to achieve. Okay, this is intended. Prediction, assumption. Okay, so this antecedent is what? Prior to learning and teaching. So all the objective made before prior to learning or teaching is antecedent. And this observe what? Achieve. What actually achieve, this is observed antecedents. So there is congruency between this intended and observed antecedent. antecedents. So what is the meaning of congruency here? Means here congruency means similarity. Okay, similarity. We see the similarity between what? Intended antecedent and observed antecedents. So we see the congruency, either they are similar or not, either your intended antecedents is achieved or not. Okay, like your prior teaching is achieved or not, like you made some objective, either your objective is achieved or not, there is a similarity between intended antecedents or observed antecedents is or not. So this is called congruency, and there is congruency between intended transaction also and observed transaction also, and intended outcome also and observed outcome also. Now this is contingency. This model is called what? This model is called congruency contingency model. So what is here contingency means? Here contingency means contingency, either antecedents transaction outcome, they are similar or not. Means in antecedent, what antecedent made, like you want to means you check the previous knowledge of that photosynthesis. Okay, then you transact photosynthesis in classroom, and at end you see the result that either student understand that photosynthesis or not. So there must be contingency between your prior teaching, between your transaction which you are transacting in classroom, and what student achieved or not. So aims and objective which was made in antecedent is achieved or not is contingency. So this model is also called what? Congruency and contingency model. This model is called responsive model, and another thing is that this model is called responsive model also. So congruency between intended antecedents means intended and observed. There is a congruency between intended and observed, congruency between intended and observed, and there is a contingency between antecedents, transaction and outcome. Okay, this all are about congruency and contingency. Now we see the question related to this topic. The congruency contingency model of curriculum evaluation was developed by Ralph Taylor, Malcolm Provost, Robert Stake, or Daniel Stufflebeam. So what was the answer? What is the answer of this question? The congruency and contingency model was developed by what? It is Robert Stake. Okay, so these all are about what? These all are about Stake's model. Now this topic is completed. Okay, thank you.